A dream holiday turned into a nightmare. Pete Helmore was visiting Disneyland in France when the country was put on lockdown. He joins me now. Pete, having Disneyland to yourself would normally be a good thing, but not in this case.
Yeah, so we flew out on the Wednesday. As we landed Wednesday night, the event we were going to got cancelled literally as we touched down in France, which was great. Thursday and Friday, parks were empty. You know, you're talking 10, 20 people in a park where you're usually talking 10,000. It was pretty weird and pretty eerie as well.
So, you know, Disneyland's supposed to be the place of dreams. Was it fun still, even though it didn't have that atmosphere?
Yeah, so it was fun, but weird because there was no one around and it felt like you almost shouldn't be there. It felt like you're broken in or something. The cast members were doing their best to try and make your experience the land of dreams, but I did feel for them. You could see how stressed they were all. Disney have put quite strong regulations and rules in across the park, so every shop now has a member of staff controlling who's going in, who's coming out, and you could tell it was just, the end of the week, you could tell enough was enough for those guys. In Disney itself, shops were limited to 100 people. At the end of the day, they were limited to 10, 20 people at a time, which for a massive shop's crazy. We went out to the local shopping centre, which is a bit like Cabot, and this place is huge with lots of shops, and shops are shut, shops are limited in staff numbers, people wearing masks everywhere.
And what information did you have while you were there? How are you following the story as it developed and eventually you found out that France was going into lockdown?
Well, that's a good point. So one thing about England is I think we're quite good at getting information out. In France, it was quite a struggle to, there was the French media were reporting different things. Some people were reporting that Disney, for example, was shut whilst we were there. It wasn't shut, it was open. Media was reporting several different things. And there wasn't really no one knew anything. Even in the shopping centres, you asked the information people, that they were unsure. All the shops were doing their own thing. Government officials at the airport didn't know. For example, our flight was early. The airport staff said, no, it's on time. And then the EasyJet staff from the UK got there and said, we need to go right now. It was all a bit confusing. It almost felt like, you were running for the border. The last day there was very much like, we drove to the airport, but it was like, we need to get out of France and we need to get out of it now, it felt like.